I'm thinking about having my vagina removed.
Why is it annoying?
Are we rolling?
Is it annoying? Is it
We better be
annoying?
rolling. This is big news.
I just feel like I've outgrown it.
15 years later, we find out Michael has a vagina.
And that he outgrew it and got rid of it.
And he never showed it to us.
I didn't know you could get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm getting a
What do you fill it with? Like sealer?
plaster.
Right.
Plaster. Oh, that makes sense.
3.
Yeah. My balls is totally moving, doing improving. How can we get better? I've got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. You are. All hail
Yes.
the king
Hail it.
of the West. King of the West. Yeah. I was thinking about starting a hoisting group where we all take turns hoisting each other and giving one person an extreme pat on the back. And then that's the class.
The Hoist Boys.
Yes, yes. And we're against flannels.
I love flannels.
Right. Well, fuck you, Dingo. Welcome to the show.
Mm.
Dingo,
Just
I
like
noticed.
that, you're out of the Hoist Boys. I
Put
think
your phone
phones,
down there,
yeah.
Dingo. Your phone's got a lot of lit power. It's probably Machine Gun Kelly's power. Very powerful. You made a speech for Toll's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw a photo and I was like, okay, now I don't want to go to any of those things. I don't want to go to a nightclub ever again. But I fucking really want to hear Buzz Dingo just riff some respect. Like, because you're Australian, so your respect has to be with a little. We can't just give you a compliment without zinging it. You have to be like, fuck, man, you were ripping, you dumb cunt. You know, like it has to be.
It was more of a roast.
Right, because it
Yeah.
turns like that. Funny, because you said, I saw Steve Astaf in there, and I was asked if I wanted to help roast him for his birthday. Not wrong. Kerry Hart's birthday.
That's
Fuck,
right.
I'm so fried. But because Steve Astafin was there, I roasted Steve Astafin.
Yeah, because he's the easy target.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like if the whole world knew action sports, then I would be one of the best roasters in the game. Like I could quite easily be at the Travis Pastrana roast or, you know, somebody where they're like an
Right.
action sports guy, but it's still worth having celebrities there. The joke might not be that good to the crowd because you don't know everything on the inside, but all the Kerry Harts, all the people that are in Twitch, I could fucking destroy them in the nicest way possible.
Nicest way possible.
But if you had to be in their game to get the joke, though. Like, you know how action sports isn't, if you go, you know, Sheryl Crow fucking wipes her ass with one piece of toilet paper. She probably got dingleberries. Yeah, Sheryl Crow. I heard her on the Stern Show say she doesn't use that much paper. Everybody knows that. Nobody knows what Travis, you know, did you know that Travis doesn't wipe at all? He just uses his thumb.
No, he doesn't.
It's true. But
At all?
nobody cares. He wipes his turds with his thumb.
And then just watch his hands.
No.
That's his lucky thumb.
That's why he always gives the thumbs up, because he doesn't want his thumbs to touch the rest of him. It's covered in shit.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
He didn't wipe for like 4 solid months leading up to the double backflip.
His Subaru is covered in poopies.
Well, do you think that is it fair to say, without necessarily naming names, that you were leading a kind of life that you couldn't hide and that you weren't trying to hide the sort of exploits that you were getting up to in your personal life, but then a lot of the more prominent action sports people that were looking to do deals with the Targets and such of the world, they were having maybe not quite as much fun, but a lot more than people realized. And you kind of had to sit there and look at the hypocrisy of the world knew what you were and you knew what those guys were. And you knew it wasn't that different from what you were.
Yeah. Yeah, like when I had Stevie Williams on when we were on Sirius and he was like, I don't smoke weed.
He was so high.
And I was like, I mean, fucking high right now. And
Real
he's like,
high.
No, I'm not. Don't smoke weed. I'm like, I smoke weed with you for 20 years. Like you smoke mad weed, dude. And it was like, not on the air, I don't. And I was like, I don't even understand that. Don't you have photos in magazines with like smoke coming out of your face? Like,
Yeah.
what are we? I'm so confused. I was so confused.
It's like saying you don't jaywalk. Who cares?
I think now he probably own it, but it was a weird,
That's weird.
tough
Yeah.
interview
Yeah,
because I kind of know him and he
right.
was being somebody else. And I was like, wait, I respect you, so I don't want to out you in any way or make you feel uncomfortable. And I feel like I accidentally have done that. I thought we were boys. I thought we might smoke a blunt in the parking lot after the show.
Yeah.
What do you
You
mean?
probably could have.
I'm like, it's got to be in your pocket. Get the fuck out of here. I don't smoke. But yeah, I think things have changed when it comes to all that. I can tell from being back in skateboarding. Skateboarding is so much more open-minded, man.
Yeah.
Like, and I was only out for 15 years.
Well, I think the world has changed and everything, but you can't really blame people with action sports. If you were really going to make real money, you had to play the game with some very PG companies. And I think even like general celebrities, people want celebrities to be accessible and real, and they don't want their Instagram to seem overly manicured and managed. So I just think we don't have the same expectations of celebrities in general to be squeaky clean, but I really think action sports just tried so hard to sell helmets to 6-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the hardest thing. I can tell because Tony is older now and he can do beer commercials and he couldn't do beer commercials. The dude drinks
Right.
beer, you know?
Like,
That's why I was
He's
always
a grown up, right?
Right. That's why I was always okay with him. I shouldn't say it because it's none of my business, but I didn't mind him doing McDonald's and Subway commercials because he eats it. He eats it all the time. He wants a fucking free McDonald's card so he can go there and give his kids free. Like, he loves doing that. So it's not, how much are you going to pay me? Because I hate your shit and it's bad for the, he's like, no, I like McDonald's.
Yeah, it's not like some vegan like taking a McDonald's
Right.
deal and yeah.
But I can tell the way he talks. I mean, for instance, I'm on a show with him again. I got off his show on Sirius because the way I spoke was not right for the environment. Like the people that were calling were, like Michael said, 6-year-olds that bought his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fucking, titties. And he's like, whoa, I like titties too, Jace, but not here. And I'm like, right. But now, he doesn't say, hell yeah, let's go see some titties. But if I talk about boobs, I can feel it. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
You're allowed to talk about boobs now.
I talk about it.
In front of Tony.
I don't go, hey, remember that time I slept with China? I haven't done that.
Got your boob card back.
Yeah. Things have changed. I know, right? I got a key to the ramp. You know that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Birdman gave me a key.
That's cool.
I went there on Sunday with my son. I was going to skate with the great Colin McKay, who was like, let's skate. I want to get back in because I've started a little thing. Old guys that have left are seeing my Instagram and they're like, we want to get in this session because it's the ultimate session.
Yeah.
It's, you got past your ego of being good.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, wow, is Ellis just skating because he just wants to skate? Wow, he's making it look like fun.
Yeah.
I want to be in that session where we're no longer held accountable for not being like one of the better people on the ramp.
Yeah.
People are just stoked we're on it.
This is like Field of Dreams.
It
Just
is.
a bunch of old, nearly dead guys coming out of the corn rows
Tony Hawk is the voice.
to just throw the old ball around. Yeah, Kevin, he's of course the Kevin Costner in this.
key.
Go
And they will come. Yeah. When I knocked myself out the other day, he said, don't give up. I was like, I should though. No, you'll be fine.
If you build it, I will come.
Hey, here's your key. Yeah.
So Colin didn't turn
Oh,
up?
yeah. So then he goes, this is so awesome. Skateboarders are the best. So I call him. My son is, I go, hey, will you skate with me at Tony's ramp? Because Tiger's skating a lot now.
Oh, that's cool.
So before he would have been too
So is-
intimidated.
So is Romeo, like my little young one too. Like, well, Reese is my brother's.
Oh,
He's
how old is he?
he's 6 and he skates every day. Every day.
Nice.
He was on the scooter
Yeah. It's
and the older
progression.
girl was on the skateboard. I knew she wasn't going to stick around on there. It was like more of a. But the only shoes I send them are Vans. Like
wait, you get free Vans?
No, I pay for them. But like the only thing I send, like the only shoes I buy the kids are Vans. I think like that's a
It's like, you want to send me some?
that's a cultural thing to do to make them wear like the shoes that I think they should be wearing that are cool. I know that but Romeo in the last year has like picked up skateboarding, his mom sends me videos, but every day goes to the ramp goes to the park before school and skates.
Nice. Yeah, I get videos now from Tiger Ollie downstairs with his friends. So I'm pretty pumped on it. But he went there, and so we're going to go no matter what. And then Colin, I text Colin, "You still going?" Because it's like 10:30 in the morning. I'm like, man, I haven't called me yet. That's weird because he tried to get me to go Saturday. And I'm like, I got to work Saturday. So I text him, "We going?" He FaceTimes me back, and he's like, "Yeah, I got to like clean the house today." And I didn't say it. I was like, "Oh, okay, no worries. Next time." I live 2 hours away from the ramp. He lives 7 minutes away from the ramp. It's Sunday. How much cleaning do you have to do?
That's a lot.
This is the difference because it's a hard road back, and I get it. It's like, oh, man, I don't need to go today because it's going to suck. It's going to suck for like 3 months, and he knows it. But I'm on the other side of that where when I go, at least I have a decent couple of rides every time I go, and I'm like, so worth it. I went with him last week, and he sucked because that's what happens, man. You leave it for a couple of years. It's not the same, and that place is a place where you can't make huge mistakes. You'll fucking be trashed. Like you'll break your shit and be out.
It's not like riding a bike.
It's not. It's like riding a bike on a fucking roller coaster. Like it's not, you can't fall off that. And that's the other thing. Falling off is an art form. And if you're out of touch on falling off, when you fall, it's usually way more painful than it would have been when you were in your prime. I found like falling is half the battle for me because you fall way more. You better learn how to do it good. And when you're 50, when you fall wrong, you're fucked the next day.
Yeah.
So it is a challenge. Bill Weiss on the 9 Club gave me a shout out. They're talking about me ripping dude, he's ripping again. I'm like, I haven't heard
the word ripping in a while.
Me and ripping. That's been a big gap, you know? And I was like, wow, cool. I'm fucking pumped on it, dude. But yeah, I went down there and he started skating the street course, doing some board slides and shit. I'm getting pumped.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on the whole father-son skate session because I figured he was past it. It wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Because he did do it and then he stopped and got into video games. I was like, fuck. Because it's
still into video games though, yeah?
Not like he was. There was times there where I'd be like, hey, turn it off, go to bed. And then I'd go back up there and he's one eye opened and I'm like, hey, like I'll take the fucking remote, man. Like it seems like you might be a tad addicted to this thing. Yeah, okay, yeah, no problem. And then bullshit. I go in there and he's fucking unconscious with his hand still on the fucking thing. Headset's on. I go to take the headset off. He's like, oh, I'm still playing. I'm like, you're not still playing. Go to sleep. You're already unconscious, dude.
Yeah, you're like the guy who's playing the slots at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, the game had him. But skateboarding flat out saved him, dude, because you can tell. Like, he'll play. But I'll go in there to tell him, like, hey, turn it off. He's fucking unconscious. Like, skateboarding is hard work. Doesn't have 2 a.m. video game anymore. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Dingo, I used to see you every single week.
Remember that?
Yeah, remember that?
And now I barely.
That was probably the best part about that.
And now I barely see you. What's new? What are you doing?
I mean, the same shit.
All right, well, we're all caught up.
Yeah, well, see us next week. We talk about.
How you doing, Michael?
I'm really good. Thank you for asking.
I usually fill in for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm your fill-in.
It's like one time.
Worlds colliding.
It happened one time.
And
now you're filling in for Kevin.
Where's the other guy?
He'll be
Kevin?
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin is dealing with.
His father passed away.
That's right. Exactly.
I heard that.
Right.
I saw a video.
Condolences
His
to Kevin.
fucking dad was loved. He got like the whole fire department and shit. Trucks everywhere. Seemed like it was a really cool send off.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I was happy to see him see his dad get much respect.
Yeah. A cool send off that's the way you want to go.
You're a good dude, you know.
Yeah.
It's good for your son to see that. You know?
People liked you. Yeah, you're respected.
Yeah.
Respect.
Like if I die and there's 5 people there, and Tiger's like, that would be a bad look, you know.
Yep.
Pretty sure the fire brigade are not going to line up at my funeral.
Yeah.
No.
Don't have a lot of ties with them.
Who's
I like him.
I don't know who's coming to mind. I don't really know people. My dad always.
will.
My dad always humble. I appreciate that.
Oh wait,
You can come to mine.
Thank
You're
you.
allowed to invite people to your funeral.
Yeah. Yeah. What about,
I
hey,
didn't know anybody was specifically barred from here. I'm allowed to come.
I got a couple people. If you
Yeah.
want to hear the list, I got it memorized.
Oh yeah. If you care to share any names,
Nah, I'll be all right.
If you look in the mirror and you think you're losing hair, there's a pretty good chance you're not wrong. You can do two things. You can pretend you don't see it. You can brush your hair forward. You can have some stupid Caesar haircut until it's too late.
You could tattoo an animal over it.
yeah.
You have many options, but perhaps the best option available to you is Keeps, KEEPS.com. More than 50 million men in the U.S. suffer from male pattern baldness. You are not alone. You don't have to be one of those cue ball guys that has no options. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, if you want to do that, great. But if you want to keep the hair you have, you need Keeps.
Sometimes the top of my head gets cold, you guys. And I think to myself, you know what'd be really handy right now? Hair. But I don't have that option, you guys. Forever. I'm bald. Do you want to be me?
If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to KEEPS.com/Ellis to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's KEEPS.com/Ellis to get your first month for free. KEEPS.com/Ellis.
Hey, everybody. Jason Ellis here. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. In times like these, and just regular times, because I've seen therapists before the pandemic, but in times like these, it's a good idea to reach out and talk to people if you're feeling down. Some people don't like to do it because they think it's a sign of weakness. I could probably beat all of you up. And I go to therapy because it helps. It makes a big difference. And if you're contemplating, you're on the fence, why not reach out to the people at BetterHelp? Because it's easy and you don't have to go anywhere. You can meet them on your computer and discuss. If you don't like that person, you can hire another person. They have many, many people there to help you. But as somebody that does have therapy in his life, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, visit betterhelp.com/Ellis. That's better, HELP, and join over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. Jason, you said they have plenty of people there to help you. As a matter of fact, they have been recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states because so many people have been using BetterHelp. The special offer for our listeners is this. Get 10% off of your first month when you go to betterhelp.com/Ellis. That's better, HELP.com/Ellis.
I've been doing a lot of I did a lot of live streams on Twitch this year, Michael. I launched like a platform on Twitch that did extrely well. So
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm very, very proud of that. That's
What's
one thing
that?
I'm proud of. I launched a Live and Unleashed with Monster, on Twitch, and we did one with Tony Hawk and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Nyjah. We did one with UFC with Daniel Cormier and Brandon Moreno, and then I did the last one with Apex, which was like a big gaming type. We did like a big activation with Apex, the video game, but it was the first time that we'd had Monster, all the different departments work together, and then partnered with Twitch. And the last one got they collectively, the 3 streams got over 3.5 million views live.
Fucking hell, dude!
I'm doing like 10 of those.
Fuck yeah, dude!
That's awesome. Can Daniel Cormier play video games?
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Seems
he's
like
a
he'd
dog.
have dumb fingers.
Does he seem like he wouldn't play video games? Because he looks like he plays video games.
Yeah, no, he's like a big kid.
Yes.
You had to
Very
to get
competitive.
him. Yeah. We have a fake trophy, and he wants the fake trophy more than anybody.
Yeah.
And you've got a video game in his hand, and you've got to rip the video game out of his hand.
He's
Him and Tiger,
champ for a reason. Yeah. Doesn't like to lose. Anything.
But we're buddies now. He was waving. He was waving at me at the fights on the weekend, and then Joe looked up and waved, and then Joe's looking at me looking at him. Why am I waving at this guy?
I remember when those guys waved at me. Those were great times. I get that. I feel like being there, and then you're like, Joe Rogan's like, hey, man. I'm like, me? Hey. Or any of those fighter guys. Hey, Jace, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. Anybody fucking see this? This guy knows me. It was good times. Fuck that up.
And you are heading to Australia?
Yeah, I'm going home. I go home.
How long has it been?
It's 2 years. It's 2 years next week.
Cool. What do you miss the most?
I mean,
What's the first thing you do when you go to Australia? Tell me about your Australia, Dingo.
my Australia is I land and I'm going straight to the bush and I'm chilling,
What are you going to do in the bush?
walk around.
That's
hang.
it.
Yep.
Are you going to start drinking?
I'm probably not going to drink while I'm home. I've been drinking a lot.
Ah,
Need to rinse out.
right.
And I've got the kids the whole time. I've got the kids for like 3 weeks.
When you say you got the kids, does that mean you live with your brother's wife?
No, she's sending the kids down, and then
You're in charge.
well, my mum and stuff are around. People
Yeah.
are around. Yeah.
But you're the primary caretaker of children.
Do they know? Do they feel that like you're your?
I'm in their
Dad's
life a
brother,
lot.
so-
Yeah. I mean, I speak to them a lot. I'm around.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
You know, not physically.
I
But
don't talk to. Like my daughter talks to my brother's daughter on Snapchat,
yeah.
but I don't talk to him. One time I talked to Maya, who she is a BMX chick, like just winning
How
everything,
old?
beating boys like 10.
Yeah.
And she's just fucking annihilating everybody. So she's into action sports. So she was like, I like your brother's cool. Like, let me talk to your brother. So I talked to her one time and it was like, yeah, nah. I was like, well, all right then, like, just a little
Good
kid.
talk.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, it's not good. Phones and kids don't work. And I'm like, I don't know these people. This is a bit sad,
Yeah.
like for us to fall apart like that. And then, obviously pandemic didn't help, but still I wasn't going there anyway. I don't think I've been, when was the last time we were there, Katie?
Oof, at least 5 years.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them.
And I think it's different for me too. It's like, obviously, with, their father not being or being in their life, I'm a connection.
Yeah.
And I think a sound too,
Yep.
So the oldest I have a really close relationship with.
How old?
She's 11 and we're, she calls me, does everything on her own. Like we will, and then the boy was hard to talk to, but now in the last year, it's funny because we had a relationship where we'd talk on the phone and he'd just put like emojis and poo heads and but that's how he communicated.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, like I'll just put a poo head on my thing and we'll talk. And now he'll like play games. He's playing like Fortnite or these things, but he's playing while he's connected to me and we're like playing the game together.
Sweet.
And we can do that and he won't let you hang up.
Right. That's a long game.
You guys talk a lot about just going out in the bush. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm picturing you got like your
You guys talk a lot about. I guess we do, huh?
you got your little pan and you're gonna make a fire and warm up some beans in the morning and maybe
Dude, it's just different. If you go to the bush here,
Yeah.
it's packed.
right.
Like if if you're an advanced guy,
Mhm.
then yeah, you've got some spots. But
Yeah.
in Australia, you don't need to be advanced. If you drive into the bush, you're by yourself.
Right.
Like it's this whole I'm camping, but with 100 people. That just doesn't. It's not a very Australian thing. It's usually you are by yourself,
Yeah.
and that is the point of it. Like in the city, it's a fucking city,
Yeah.
and it's not even. It's not the greatest city,
No.
so it's just a city. I've seen that. I live here. City. Great. Yeah.
Cities are the same all over the world now.
But
Pretty
the
much.
but the bush, I think if it's because you're born there, you just know you're home. Like if I go into the forest in America, I'm not home.
Mhm.
Like when I'm in Australia, it's like the same as my accent doesn't go, and when I'm there, I just fit in. I know all the animals. I know everything. I'm not like because I think Americans have this weird thing of Australia. Everything's venomous and gonna kill you.
Yeah.
It's just not the fucking case, Like there's poisonous spiders and snakes, but they're not fucking attacking you all day.
No.
Like it's not like whoa, pass me a 4X. It's like it's not
No.
Yeah.
like that.
Even a
No.
gigantic spider on some level understands that like if you got a shovel, you're way more dangerous to it than it is to you. The attacking venomous stuff tends to be a last resort thing. For
And
them.
they're little too. Like
Right.
the huntsmans are the big hairy ones, and everybody in Australia knows that they don't have a fucking any
people-
venom, so they
People
don't.
aren't scared of them.
Yeah, people don't sweat the hairy one because word's out when you're a kid. The big hairy one, don't worry. It's the little one with the red dot on the back. Don't
Yeah.
let that touch you.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
And then like, how many people have you known that have died from a spider bite?
I know.
No
I
one.
don't know one. No one. Heroin. Tons of people.
That'll get you.
Yeah. Watch out for that creepy crawly.
the most vicious
the-
animal in
It's,
all the
it's
fucking
chasing the
world.
dragon that
Say
gets
it.
you.
That's in Australia too. A venomous fucker.
But again, I know this is a city slicker line of questioning. I'm going down here, but like, what do you do all day? So I said you've hung your deer jerky, you've already fried your beans. Where does the day go from there?
Deer jerky. This fucking guy. All right, we've got the deer jerky and the beans.
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah, you jump on the boat and you go for a wakeboard.
Yeah, see, that's super nice. See, now you're pulling into Rich Bush.
I know.
Yeah,
That's not my bush.
Yeah, me neither. He went all the way over to the other side.
Right.
I am not going wakeboarding in the bush. Yeah.
So what do you do?
Well,
Nothing.
that's why I said, are you going to drink? Because usually in the bush, beers are good.
Right.
So no beers is like probably start breaking stuff, like go ride a dirt bike, go to the, if there's a BMX track, ride BMX, chopping wood is fun, making huge fires and fucking putting tons of shit on it, maybe even a tire and fucking make huge fire and then jump over a huge fire and do photo ops.
You can do that with the kids?
No, I probably won't do that
Right.
with the kids.
That's later.
That's later.
It's coming though.
Yeah.
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 You don't tent though either, right?
No, I stay in a house.
Yeah.
In the bush.
Uh-huh.
There's no one around.
But you have a house there.
Yeah.
Does everybody have a house?
Nah, he's a rich bush guy.
I'm a rich bush guy.
You are?
Fuck yeah.
I don't get that off of you, so I guess I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah.
That's good. Thanks.
He's a reality-based rich cunt.
It hasn't changed. Your accent, it's funny, I noticed.
My accent's changed.
Since you've been here, I've literally heard you say year and yeah. Like
Yeah.
you just flip between the two. You're like bilingual. You speak Australian and American.
Well, it's. I think I speak more American now. It's. Of
course.
Jason's the one that keeps me grounded on
I was
that.
going to say, don't blame me.
No, in a good way. And because I used to be here every week, I think it used to be stronger. It's definitely gone away.
Ah,
and I haven't
shit.
been home in 2 years. So
Dude.
I used to be with you once a week, and then I'd go home, still 3, 4, 5. Like, I was home a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
We had-
I don't know if I went home for a week, I still did it a lot.
Yeah.
Less. I'd go home for 3, 4 days. Like, I don't mind sitting on a plane.
We had
kinda
Australians
like it.
in the house the
love
other
it.
day. I had 3 Australians in the house the other day, and I was making a coffee for somebody, and it's the first time in, I can't remember, where I heard an accent and then another accent say it, the same shit back, to the point where I stopped making coffee and turned around. I was like, keep going. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in the conversation, and it's
Right.
still a Australian, just a bunch of yeah, nah,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah. And then
yeah,
like
nah,
a
yeah, nah.
bit of a cunt, and then,
Yeah.
you keep moving.
Yeah, nah, good. They didn't know each other, so it was like a total.
Oh,
they
wow.
just, yeah, nah, the fuck out of each other for 10 minutes.
What
and now they're gone.
Australians did you have in here?
I got
Is there
new-
like an app around here you can
Nah,
find them?
I got a friend he plays violin, and he came over here to make videos for YouTubers or whatever, and he's got a big Instagram following, and he has chicks with real big asses and boobs, and they dance around in the pool while he plays violin, and has famous rappers rap over his violin shit.
That's tight.
He's a busy guy, but he came, and then this other porn star came, Aubrey Black, and her boyfriend, who's Australian, and she's a New Zealander. So it was 1 New Zealander and 2 Australian dudes and me. So there's 3 people from our neck of the woods
Wow.
chit-chatting in the kitchen. It was
That's
a treat. I was excited about it.
They fired up the midnight oil and
And we all
Did
gathered.
INXS.
made
We all
themselves
gathered around the ACDC.
I've been listening
What
to
the fuck?
I don't know why, but I've been listening to INXS lately. It like comes on and I'm
What
like,
riffs?
The
Which
Australian,
one?
The Australian stuff or the sellout stuff?
Wait, what was the sellout stuff?
I don't know. I'm
Man,
actually
watch your tongue, son.
parroting Will Pendarvis always said that to him there were 2 NXSs because in the beginning there was like
The new guy that got on there.
no. I'm not talking.
he's
I'm not talking about
the-
new sensation and
New Sensation is Australian or American?
I think that's the sellout stuff.
Oh. I thought that was Australian as fuck.
I liked it,
Yeah.
but that don't
Everything from 80s, everything from this album. No, that's the old stuff. Everything from 87, New Sensation, Devil Inside,
Right.
Need You Tonight,
right kick.
Never Tear Us Apart, Mystified. That's all from 1987. And there's a skateboard on that cover.
It's a Psycho, Vision Psycho.
Yeah, that was the big album. INXS Kick was
Oh, was
the
that
one
the sellout?
that made them.
That makes
Like,
sense. I like
huge.
that
And
one.
their
stars.
feet, the person's feet that is on the skateboard is on incorrectly. Like he doesn't skateboard.
Definitely not.
We all
Of course, you would
all
notice that.
skateboarders caught that. I was
Yeah.
like, first of all, you've got the kookiest board that you can. At the time, the Psycho Stick was the dumbest gimmick board that Vision had, and you've got boots on, you don't skate in boots, and your feet are in a spot where you don't skate.
But it's crazy. Like that's 87. I'm not very good at math, but that's a long time ago.
Yes.
30 something years.
Yeah, you're correct.
It still plays well. That like I mean, no, like the cover still. Like I know it's dorky, and you're like that doesn't make sense, but it's still cool in my opinion. Better than rollerblades.
I guess I am shitting on. I didn't realize that, but I also did have a lot of respect for from the beginning to now.
You know, if they had rollerblades on there, that wouldn't have played out good.
I wouldn't have heard it.
Yeah.
I never would have caught any of it.
Yeah, he was pretty iconic. Michael Hutchins had a kind of forever thing.
Yeah.
As far as pop.
Did he hang
he
himself
could be
or he
cool
hung
now.
himself jerking off? Or
Yeah.
He hung himself jerking off.
But what is that?
I can never really tell when the family just ran in and put some porn magazines on the floor to try to make it seem like they were less sad.
Why would you do that?
I hooked up with one of his cousins. She was Australian.
Was she hot?
I think you may have met her. She was the blonde Australian girl that lived over here. She was a musician. She was hanging around for a second. Maybe I brought her to your comedy show.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Vanessa Hutchins?
She didn't drink, so I can't be with somebody that doesn't drink. It's weird.
Is it weird if you drink as much as you do? Because I get it. As a sober guy now, people don't want to hang out with me as much if they drink a lot.
Yeah, it's just it just was weird.
I feel like people think
In the beginning, you think it's good. You open-minded, you're into it. But then as you go along, you're just like, fuck, because I'll have big nights,
Yes.
and then when I have a big night and they wake up and they're looking at me weird, I'm like, I wish that person just had a big night with me.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to look at me like I'm,
Yeah.
because I am a little crazy, but it was just one of those things. And it wasn't the reason why I'm like, oh, I can't be with you. But there's other reasons.
I never
She
thought
had
of
a
that.
heavy head. I didn't know why she had a heavy head.
What do you mean heavy?
Really heavy head.
How do you fucking know it weighed more than a normal head?
Because
What kind of fucking head lifter are you?
She would lean her head on my
And it
shoulder.
hurt.
It hurt.
Gigantic brain.
You don't
huh?
think she was just pushing on you a little more than because I feel like if you rest on somebody and you put your full weight, especially if you're bigger, I don't put my full weight on Katie because I know that that's not going to be like a comfortable hug.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a bit of a push-up hug where you kind of keep yourself
you
off
put a
her.
little weight on the elbow.
Yeah. You're saying, I feel like she was just like, nah, full embrace.
Well,
leaning.
love you.
You recall that her head was so heavy that every time she leaned on you on the couch, you were like, fuck, here it goes. Fucking,
My fingers are tingling again.
my fucking head's numb. Fucking, when is this chick going to get off me?
It was tough. It was tough to deal
It's tough.
Did
Did she have like a huge, was it hard to put a hat on
I
it?
could never figure out if it was huge or not. It was
Just heavy.
Yeah.
Maybe she could take a shot, thick-boned head.
Thick boned head.
She might, I got that. Katie, when I lean on you, does my head feel heavy?
Yes.
Say, but she loves you.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
She deals with your heavy head.
I don't put my heavy head on you. Are you scared of my heavy head?
No.
No,
Okay,
she
have I
married you,
ever
dude.
She
She had a decision at one point in her
Dude,
life when
fuck
she's
off.
like, I got to deal with this
Fuck
heavy head or
off.
not.
Yeah.
No,
And
she
she
didn't.
chose to deal with your heavy head.
Katie,
I chose not to deal with her heavy
Katie,
head.
Doesn't drink, heavy head. It's just this is Michael
Katie.
Hutchins' cousin all over again.
Katie. Has my heavy head ever put you off our relationship?
No, it has not.
I never pushed it on you too much.
Your whole body is too heavy sometimes, but I can get out from underneath it. It's okay.
Wow. I thought heavy was a good thing.
In jiu-jitsu, maybe.
Yeah. Wow. I thought I was a catch until right now.
Yeah, you're a catch, dude.
Heavy-headed sober guy.
Yeah.
Lame.
That's all right, though.
I
Yeah.
don't mind your heavy head.
Thank you.
Is saving money one of your New Year's resolutions?
No.
Well, it's one of mine.
Okay, me too then. I'm going to copy you.
And if you haven't heard, there is a place where you can save on your prescription costs, and that is exactly what GoodRx helps you do. I am somebody who has been on medication for years and years and years, and I did not know that there was a service where you can sort of compare prices. You might not be paying the cheapest price for your medicine that you could. And if you check
Kevin,
out,
you're on tons of prescriptions, and you should probably be on more.
I know.
Huh.
And
What an asshole. I'm on some too, Kevin, if it makes you feel better. Oh, man, what a
You
dog.
guys could save a lot of money. 'cause
Yeah, no, both of us inflicted people could definitely do it. Michael, you're right. You're fine, though.
yeah,
This
I am
guy.
going to need more, and I am going to use GoodRx's app and compare over 70,000 nationwide pharmacies and make sure I'm not paying any more than I have to.
Dang. So for a simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, check GoodRx. Go to goodrx.com/Alice. That's goodrx.com/Alice. I'll say it again. goodrx.com/Alice. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance in 2021. GoodRx users saved an average of 79% on retail prescription prices. Oh, man. So you've been on tour?
I've been out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen a million faces, rocked at least
Yeah.
most of them.
Yeah, rocked some pretty big crowds, rocked some crowds that booed. I saw them all this year.
Who booed?
You got booed?
There was in the middle of the year, there was
Slipknot shit.
a thing that happened, and it was, I mean, it sucks because I like Corey's awesome, you know?
Mhm.
Yes.
And a great guy, and they had it was just unfortunate how it went down. There was a song that was supposed to happen that Travis had worked on, and then they went backwards and forwards, and Corey then was like, I don't think this is the best fit, and then there was something else that got said, and then Kel said something on stage when they were both playing, oh, you're going to go to Slipknot, and then the Slipknot fans made it probably more than it was, and then they tried to squash it, and it made it worse, and it was just one of those things. But it was like one festival where it was like literally 200 people were like going out of their Slipknot fans, went out of their way to like make it a thing, and then they played the big one up in Sacramento with Hardfest or whatnot with Metallica and whatnot, and not one person booed. So it was like one show, you know.
And
But going to that,
everyone moved on now?
I mean, things like that move on. Yeah. I mean, Corey had the tweets that the emails pinned to his Twitter for a while, but
What emails?
that Travis and him went backwards and forwards on.
Oh.
Oh, so he stoked that flame.
Yeah. There was some stoking there.
I get it, though. You can't poke them.
Mm.
You know, like I feel like Machine Gun Kelly is the new face of music and entertainment, and everyone's really excited about it, and he wears all the fancy stuff, and all the kids love him. And you're this hardcore Slipknot guy that's been in the game forever, and you're not popular. You're more, you just got your fan base.
Yeah.
And you can't, they're going to be, and it's ego. I don't want to speak for him. But if Machine Gun Kelly talks shit and I'm Slipknot, you're not going to let that. You're not going to let that go.
And in that email, like there was like the things that Kel said. Kel's was like, so he was idolizing the guy.
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe he's even wants to work with us, blah, blah, blah. And it's just,
Wait, they were all going to work together.
yeah,
On it, and it all fell out.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
egos. Maybe.
egos.
Right.
Yeah.
I
And
could
then with the angle and what you're saying as well, like Corey is this like more old school and you know, I think for him he was like, all right, I don't know if our brands will fit on what this is right
Yeah.
now, but they worked on it for months.
That's really sad because to me, they're all amazing, and I'm a huge fan of Travis and Corey, and if they're playing a song together, it can't be a bad song. It's going to be an awesome song. I just wanted to hear the awesome song. Like,
Yeah.
sucks that you all, for whatever reason, I don't care whose fault it is. I'm just pissed that you didn't just make the song because
Yeah.
I just want to hear the song.
Yep.
I love everybody. They're all good. You know, I don't listen to a lot of Machine Gun Kelly, but there's no denying he's very talented. So if you put them all together, I want to hear it. That sucks. Didn't know it came to that.
Speaking of, I forgot about this story.
Maybe you could wear a mask
Mhm.
and be in there and no one would know. And then at the end, after they make the song, you pull the mask off and be like, I'm friends with Slipknot. And then so Corey could take his off and be like, let's make out. You know, I don't know.
Like
Sorry.
Scooby Doo, but metal.
The
and gay.
kids like that. Kanye and Drake just did that. So
Right, there you go. So it's not over. They could do that.
Yeah, people love the
people love the beef.
soap opera of
Yeah.
These-
Well, people just love beef these days.
Yeah. Well, they've always have.
yeah.
Drama, man.
Drama. We just live in a.
It's just impossible not to get dragged in. Like, if you're joking and it's business, people are bound to say something where it gets annoying.
Yeah.
You can't play the game without getting pulled into it.
Yeah.
You know, if you think you're like, oh, this is just going to be a great thing to publicity-wise, no, it's going to bum you out. People are going to say stuff, do stuff
Yeah.
where you're going to, fuck, this whole thing was unnecessary. That's
Yeah.
what I find anyway.
Yeah.
Like, fighting back. Someone, hey, man, did you hear so-and-so said that? Oh, yeah, we'll fucking record this. now I'm like, oh yeah, stiff shit.
Yeah.
Like, because if it just keeps going, it keeps going. And I don't have, like, one of their fans is going to DM me for fucking 6 months. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I even entered it.
Yeah.
Nobody wins.
I mean, yeah. But, you know, apart from that, yeah, like some really cool shows this year, like huge crowds. Like to see like when I first started booking Kells on shows for Monster and these things, and we were paying him barely anything, people didn't want him around then, right? To play like rooms of like 500,000 people, or for like private parties or X Games or these types of things, and people are always kind of weary. And then to see him like go from rooms of, you know, 2,500 or whatnot to them playing festivals of like 50, 60,000 people, you're like, holy shit.
It's weird to think that there was a struggle involved. It seemed to me from outside looking in that it was just like, ta-da, I made it. They picked me. But it's interesting to know that.
I met him in 2010.
Which wasn't that long ago.
Well, 11 years ago.
Yeah, but he was shit, you're saying.
No, he wasn't shit. He was just people weren't, not everybody was super into it.
He was another guy on the come up, and there's always lots of those kicking around.
He was a white rapper, and like there was lots of those around.
Face too. It's bound to be, you either love him or hate him.
Yeah, you know, but I always liked his music, but like not everybody did. And you know, as he's grown over time and
people have come around.
Yeah, and like definitely like the pop punk thing that like Travis Barker basically created, you know, is also a lot different than like what Kells' original music was.
I gotta say, it's very impressive for Travis Barker to be so fucking cool that many eras.
Right?
You know? Like if you have that linkage with a band from that long ago, you're kind of like guilty by association and not allowed to be cool anymore because you had your era. But he might be cooler now than he's ever been.
I think he is. And that's crazy. Like, I remember when he was creating this kind of, like, this is like 2.5 years ago, they started working on this album now but they went and just did this big tour run on. But I remember like sitting in the studio with Travis, and like, he's on Twitter. He's talking to kids he doesn't know. Like he's working it, you know? Yeah. And it's not like it's just all falling on his lap. He's in there. He's like, oh, look at this. Like he's ears to the ground. And he's DMing kids he doesn't even know. Like he worked really hard to like get to where he is, because now you've got the Avril Lavigne album that's about to come out that looks like it's going to do pretty well.
Wait, he's drumming on it?
No, he produced the whole album.
Oh,
and then now signed her to his record label. Oh. And then he created this kid, Jaden Hostler, that's like was this like TikTok kid that Kells that opened for Kells, that he created this whole. He's creating these people.
Wait,
now.
Is Machine Gun Kelly on Travis's label?
No, he's not on his label.
Okay.
But it's a co-produced, like they built that album together.
Is it easier now to
like Travis has like no other producers, and there's no other outside people on that apart from Travis. That's all done in Travis.
Is it easier for people to collab because of the hip hop thing? Like it seems like people's record deals never, like everyone just makes it work, except for the Corey Taylor one. But it seemed like even that, to know that it could have just flown. And you could just release it. Like, don't other labels that are involved with those talents, are they like, hey, you can't do a deal where we don't get most of it? Seems like
because they all get paid.
Right.
You know, like once you're, it's the line that everyone gets paid. It's a business.
Ever since like 2000 or so, I think like literally like the Puffy and Ja Rule, like you're on my song and I'm on your, and 5 different fucking Fabulous is knocking out 6 in an afternoon kind of thing.
I mean, when you think about it, that's what podcasting is now.
Yeah.
You know, like if you don't get on other people's podcasts, I can tell since I've been doing other people's podcasts, people listen to my podcast more.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes. It's like everyone goes, oh, you're on that guy? Well, then I guess you're okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, right? Even I was with Mike the other day from Impulsive, who they're fans of yours. They're like, why don't you come into ours and promote your shit? And it's about being, you get it. It's about being around it. You know, even I was talking to Theo about that the other day. You know, I was like, man, you've done really fucking well. You know, like, and he has, you know, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, like, I don't think like he was like a real world TV guy, or like people didn't know that, you know, like he worked at it, but he does these animation things. You can tell he works hard to like have a good product.
Yep.
And he's like, my product's not even where I want it to be, you know?
You know, he really turned a corner in his comedy too. I would say that to his face. I think he would openly admit that, because I was such a fan of his seeing him around in clubs, and then I went and saw his older specials, and to me it almost wasn't even the same guy.
Right.
You know, he went from being kind of a generic fun party guy the guy who was, because you'd say Theo Von for the longest time, people were like, oh, that guy from the real world. He still kind of seemed like, like Steve-O from Jackass was doing comedy, and then he had to find his actual personality as a stand-up comic. Theo, for a minute, did seem like, yeah, that guy from the real world tells jokes on stage now. And then somewhere along the way, it turned into this very, very specific character. And I think that's what's allowed him to really grow. I think he got so much
he's a brilliant
better.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I feel like,
so quick.
I booked him on the Jason Ellis Show because I heard him on Opie's show just being a legend. Everything he said, I was like, this is fucking awesome. He's the best guest you could ever get.
Yeah.
I was on his show the other day with Tony, and he said a bunch of like how I helped him, he thinks.
Yeah.
When I had him on the show back then, I'm like, well, I didn't discover you or anything, dude. News was out,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a real gift right there. But I could tell from doing stand up, it's like skateboarding. It's the same with everything. At the start, you're just taking bits and pieces from the people you watch.
Right.
And then if you keep doing it enough, you find yourself in it. And then all of a sudden, here you are, this person that has your style, the style you made, the trick selection that you have, and and everybody else can pick you in 3 seconds because you've made a name for yourself.
Yep.
He's the same. To me, it's like you're like what you've been working on, and you're brilliant.
Yep.
It's a masterpiece. Everything he does, it's really. I'm very impressed by him. One of the most impressive guys in the podcast world to me. Every time he talks, same with I love how I do that. Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
Just something about. I know he's a very funny stand-up comic. He's been in the game forever. He told me a story about helping who's the greatest comedian of all time? Black guy died, fucking fire on his face.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah, he helped wheel Richard Pryor out in a wheelchair, like for one of his last stand-up, because he's friends with Richard Pryor, and Richard wanted just to be in that deep with the greatest of all time, and just to be in all that stuff. And then you hear him on the podcast just riffing. He's just got a thing there. You want to keep listening to him.
Yep.
It's a gift.
Yep.
And sure, he can refine it. And I feel like you hear Bobby Lee do stand-up and you're like, that's the Bobby Lee that he designed. But when you hear him on the podcast, you're like, man, it's just a naturally funny guy.
Yep.
Like, yes, he did put work in it, but wow, there was definitely a foundation of funny to start with.
Yep.
Seems very talented. All those guys. Bert Kreischer's, all of them. They've really been impressing me lately. I kind of knew it when I first started radio. I was like, all you need is Jack Black to not be into movies anymore, and my job's fucked.
Yeah.
Because people are like, man, you're the best. And I'm like, yeah, I'm one of the better guys for sure, but that's just because it's not a glamorous game, and the real talent haven't come over here yet.
Did you see that Bert posted? I did the Travis Barker Halloween special, and it was like a pay-per-view thing they did. But I did it in my underwear, but I basically was I did the Bert thing.
Your gut was out.
Yeah, and he posted it
because he was a fan of your.
He was pumped.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
He's all pumped. Look at this guy's proud of his gut hanging out, just like me. He's kind of a fucking athlete, just like you too.
Yeah.
Like you don't think he is, but he can do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those light on his feet. He's a nimble, larger guy.
He puts in work. Fucking hell, that guy works a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's kind of on top right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
That's the guy.
He's kicking ass.
He's right up there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about Catherine Trammell, who I don't know if I doubt she had a Bert or Dingo-esque gut, but while being intimate with a friend inside a restaurant bathroom, she allegedly broke a sink off the wall.
Yeah. Did she sit on it?
Well, nobody knows exactly, but yeah.
She went to jail for it.
Well, she was arrested because she's at a bar with her friend, a male friend.
Mm-hmm.
They disappear into
yeah. He fucked her on the thing and it snapped off
on the sink.
Yeah,
and the sink came off, and then I think they just went outside. You got to leave immediately
away,
when
yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just trying to settle up their bill as quickly as possible while some like fucking Home Alone-esque display of water shooting around the bathroom is going down.
Yeah,
but yeah, basically, we've all put somebody up on a sink at some point or another, haven't we?
There we go, Marco.
It's not really. I don't know. Have I?
Have I?
I don't want to be a part of this.
Nah, me either.
I never
not
broke
saying
a
I did
sink
it.
off.
I broke a toilet.
Off.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Don't know.
Wait, you woke up in the morning and it was broke off?
No, it was a similar thing. You know, two people going.
You
to
were
a
fucking a
bathroom.
chick on the toilet bowl and the toilet bowl snapped off.
See, that's unusual because sinks aren't usually designed to support a grown
yeah,
adult's
that's a power
weight.
pump. How hard were you pumping?
I mean,
I mean, most toilets can take people sitting on them.
Man, maybe you've got a heavy head.
maybe I was the problem.
Wait, what happened? Like, describe the damage that was done. Were you having sex
it
with someone
wasn't
on the
much
upper
damage.
deck?
It was
Fuck the
like,
bowl in half. I fucked the rim right off the top of it and
the back like separated.
snapped the fucking back off.
The
I don't even know how
back
that happened.
separated.
I didn't know that happened. It was in a hotel room.
The
Woke
back.
up in the morning, toilet in half, her stuck in the wall.
I mean, really? That's all I can think of is somebody repeatedly headbutting the back of a toilet.
Yeah.
Aggressive pumper.
Mm-hmm.
I
wish I could tell you guys who it was too.
Oh, I know who it was.
Nah,
Yeah.
you don't actually.
Yeah, I know. Just want to say it was Machine Gun Kelly.
Well, I thought when you were saying it that you didn't remember who it was. So this.
Oh,
is
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember everything about that night.
Yeah. Tune into the Patreon show and find out who it was.
That's a good cliffhanger, eh?
Yeah.
You have a clue?
Clue. No clue.
Don't do it. I know who it is. You went out with her for a while, huh?
No.
He's just going to say, nah. You can try and throw me off. I know what's going on.
It's former President George
I won't.
W. Bush.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. No, I know you won't. No, we shouldn't. Always a lady.
He has a choice. The weird is he probably has like 5 or 6 where we'd all go, whoa.
Yeah.
Because he's very discreet.
No, I know.
He dated somebody for like 4 years and I had no idea. He never told me. At one point I was like, what's up with her?
Mhm.
And he's like, it's probably not for you. I'm like, yeah, because he was fucking her.
Yeah.
You already tell me.
You already destroyed 3
I'm
bathrooms.
like,
with her
what?
at that point.
Yeah, she might be a little preoccupied.
What, old hard hat?
Wait a minute. If you put the heavy head together.
I know. The thought had
Uh-huh.
occurred to me. Yep. New sensation indeed.
Oh, man.
This is an unbelievable story that is apparently true. A 48-year-old woman lived and loved as her 22-year-old daughter. She basically did she stole her daughter's identity and enrolled in college and had fucking boyfriends.
Had sex with him.
Presumably. The daughter is 22. The mom is 48. She had fucking boyfriends who on the level thought, look, she's got the fucking cat ears
Not
on.
with those ears right now.
My fucking daughter wears those. My daughter is 3.
He's an old ass looking 22-year-old.
I know.
No. She's lying. She's the mom.
She's estranged from her daughter. It's not too hard to guess as to the reasons why they're not on casual speaking terms with one another. She, for 2 years, embezzled more than $250,000. Like, for example, posing as her daughter, all alleged, of course, posing as her daughter got a bunch of financial aid so that she could go to college.
Man.
In her daughter's name.
Did she have a job on the side as well?
I don't know about that. She got a social security card in her daughter's name. She got a driver's license in her daughter's name. She used those to enroll at Southwest Baptist University. She applied for and received financial aid. I'm trying to see where the rest of her, because she got south of 20 grand in financial aid. So I don't know exactly how else she was able to defraud her daughter. But she lived that life for a couple of years. And I think essentially her credit was ruined. And that's when they started to put the pieces together. And unfortunately, if you have the kind of mom that's capable of doing that sort of thing, when a couple things get fishy, you probably start suspecting this sounds like the work of my cat-eared 48-year-old mother.
Damn.
Yeah.
How bad do you feel if you're a guy that was 20 and you
Yeah.
had sex with her? Are you happy or are you bummed?
Oh, it depends how good the sex was.
It's got to be pretty good. She's 40s.
She knows what she's up to.
You know what? Yeah, when you fuck a 40-year-old and you're 20, it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm so disgusting.
Yeah.
Come on, the world. Give me a break.
Yeah.
If you're the kind of person who, obviously, that whole dynamic were to change. If I were to go to school and like pose as my son, that's just wildly inappropriate. There's just a difference between guys and girls. But if you're the kind of person that would go out of your way to evade adulthood and go live this fantasy life as a college student 20 years after you should have done it the first time, I'm thinking you're getting fucking loose.
Yeah.
Right. Partying.
Yeah, you're not going there to fucking get an awesome grade point average.
You're just going there to get some young meat.
Yeah. You're just going there to relive your youth, but better this time.
I wonder what the gossip was. Like, if you fucked the chick that looks like she's in her 40s yet? Because she's going around the school. Like, would it
How
be
many
gossip?
people did she sleep with?
I know that it said boy friends. So there's, she had boyfriends who truly believed that she was 22 years old.
They didn't meet the parents. She didn't meet the parents. No way. Right?
No, and
You would
obviously they never met hers because that would get really difficult.
Yeah.
This is my 70-year-old mom. She's 40.
Be pretty crazy.
I just can't imagine that there could be anyone who is 48. You're surrounded by legitimate 20-year-old women. And it's not just like I met her at a nightclub and I was drunk and they only had candles. It's like you fucking hang out around this lady in daylight. There's no 48-year-old I've ever met who could. Jennifer Aniston cannot pass for a fucking 22-year-old.
Not anymore.
Next to a bunch of 22-year-olds.
Not looking good now.
She's looking good still. What are you
Oh, she
talking
is?
about? What? You're trying to say she doesn't look good anymore? She's hot.
Have you seen her in person?
She's hot.
Hot as fuck.
Getting
I'd
old.
rather fuck her than anybody
Brad
at
Pitt?
school.
Yeah.
Like, whatever school that she went to, I don't want to. If I have a choice, Jennifer Aniston or the hottest chick at that school, get the fuck out of here.
She's starting to look a little old. Come on.
I haven't been analyzing her. Did she get real wrinkly or something?
I mean,
Wow.
she's starting to look a little older. I mean, it happens. It happens.
I haven't caught it. Sorry.
I saw the girl from Jessica, Sarah Parker.
Yeah.
She's starting
Wait,
to look old too. Is that it? Is that wrong?
Wait, you mean Sarah Jessica Parker?
Or Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Not Sharon. No, the Sex and the City.
Yeah,
the main one with the big head.
I used to be obsessed with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Really?
As a kid.
Buffy.
Man, I feel like she's a bit of a dinosaur. Wait.
No, you're talking about two different people again. You're talking about Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh.
You're talking about
Sarah
Velociraptor
Jessica Parker.
Raptor head, yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
But I saw Sarah Jessica Parker recently, and she's like, she got the. Unfortunately for girls or
Yeah.
ladies, they get the neck.
Yes.
The neck goes.
Mhm. That's why they
Yeah.
wear those big fat pearls.
Right.
Scarves.
Yeah, they love winter turtlenecks. But the neck goes. You can tell.
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker's neck's gone.
Yeah, they just did a Sex in the City.
Gone. Bit of a gobble.
It's gobbled.
All right. It happens, man. Father time.
Yeah, it happens to all of us, man.
I never thought she was attractive, so it wouldn't bother me.
No,
this year.
I never thought she was attractive, but it's also somebody, like, I just noticed it because you think about her as a certain way because that's how you saw her your whole life.
Yeah.
She's in that show, and then you see her, and it's been 20 years or whatnot since they filmed that show. You're like, oh, wow, like 20 years has gone by.
Yeah. I don't mind a wrinkly head. If you're in shape still, then I'm probably more into it because I'm also old. So it kind of like makes it fair.
Right.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
50. Remember you were at my 50th birthday the other day?
Yeah,
It's a couple months ago.
Yeah, I remember.
It's been a big one.
That was one for the books, huh?
That was very, very cool.
Very skateboard.
Yep. I like that. I think it's so weird that I'm just 100% back. I look at my Instagram now and I'm like, this guy's just a skateboarder.
Yeah.
Like, you don't do anything but skate.
Yeah, that's cool though.
I don't mind it
You
at all.
happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
that
That's the
makes
most
me
important
happy.
thing. Yeah. I like that.
It's weird. It's like MMA filled the void when I moved to LA to be a radio guy, and now skateboarding and driving to San Diego. That's how I can tell I like it more because I wouldn't drive. That's like a crazy drive, 2 hours each way for fucking skating. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And now I do it. Sure, no problem. Doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, that's like me driving to the snow, though. You know, I'll jump in the car and drive 5 hours.
Right.
I'm pumped on it.
Right, because you are a snowboarder.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm just a skateboarder.
Did you give a toast or a roast or take your shirt off at Jason's party?
Nah, I sat in the corner. There's a lot of cool people around there. I just, I didn't do any toast, right?
No, you didn't.
Nah.
Wasn't really like that.
Nah, it was skate ramp there. Cool.
Then went to a restaurant.
And then we went to a restaurant, and that was cool. And then there was like a couple different tables, and one of the tables was like one of the gnarliest tables ever. So I just sat in the corner and looked at the cool table and was like, that's cool.
Yeah. I would have hung out.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like, and me as a kid, you're like, fuck, like, that's like pretty crazy, you know? Like, so it's. Even Tony was like, even Tony at some points like sitting in the corner.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, there was like everybody from skateboarding for sure. All kinds of. It's an eclectic group.
Right.
But at one point, the Bones Brigade were pretty much there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, that's crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
I would have been right there with you in the corner. I really wanted to go. Unfortunately, I'd never, as a policy, say no to hanging out with my mother-in-law. It's
Yeah,
just
no.
such a goddamn good time.
You picked the winning ticket
every
for sure.
time.
Yeah.
She was visiting at that time. Have you been to like Colorado, Utah? I heard they don't have any snow.
No, it's snowing now, Michael.
Oh, thank goodness.
Look out the window.
Oh, yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
If it's raining
Did
here,
you
it's snowing
know
there.
that they're saying that the rain, you know how you're not supposed to go in the water after the rain in California because the germ shit that makes you sick?
Mad poopy.
Did you know that?
I did, yeah.
Apparently it's not as real as they say.
Oh, really?
And if you're near like a sewage drain or something, then don't go in.
Yeah.
But apparently there's less stuff to worry about than I originally suspected.
I thought that there would be more now because with all the homeless people, Dr. Drew has talked about all of that untreated sewage that's going out to the ocean.
Yeah. I don't,
Well, the guy that told me was a bodyboarder, so you never know.
Yeah.
yeah, but he's in the water. So,
lot.
Yeah.
He's
a pro
bodyboarder.
knows more than people that aren't in the
Way
water.
more than me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's like could you get bit by a venomous spider and then attacked by a snake in Australia? Yes. Does it happen? Of course it does. Is it going to? Probably not. If people are out there surfing, they probably would know if every single time they do that after it rains, they get fucking poopy hepatitis, right?
Yeah, I mean, but like,
If you listen to the news, you'd never leave your house.
yeah, but we also have one of the biggest cities in the world that sits on an ocean. And I can tell you when I had a house on the ocean out there that when we first got it, there was a pipe that just sent everything from the house, not poopies, but like washing detergent and all that shit straight to the ocean.
What the fuck?
Fucking crazy, dude. So it's for that one little tiny little house to knowing that like they do flow a lot of the shit out into the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not the fucking cleanest ocean. You know, you go to a third world country, oceans are worse. And you can kind of tell, but I can tell you right now that like there's a reason why the water here is murky.
We should go to the moon and give this place a break. I heard there's a house there. We could all live in it.
Yeah.
There's a house. Is that the one where the Nazis live in?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where they went?
Yeah.
Supposedly, at the very end of World War II, the Russian forces are coming at the last remaining Nazi stronghold in like Berlin from one side, and the Americans are coming from the other side, and nobody can explain it. They saw a bunch of rockets take off that should have been bigger than anything that the Nazis were known by the intelligence agencies to have. And not only did they see those Nazi rockets take off, nobody ever reported them ever coming down anywhere,
Nice.
thus giving birth to the theory that there are still Nazis just waiting to strike on the moon. That would be the downside to living on the moon. Is you'd
I
be
mean,
living,
wouldn't
you'd
they be dead
living
now,
with
though?
Oh, your
120
neighbors are Nazis? Yeah, that would make it tougher. And there's no beach. It's
Yeah.
cold there, I would assume.
or water
Yeah.
or food.
Right, water and food's pretty important.
Actually, I think they just grew some jalapenos in space.
I just don't know how you park your Nazi rocket.
Yeah,
Like, sure, you build a rocket in the 50s?
40s.
40s.
Right.
And then you rocketed to the... Fuck off, Dingo. You didn't know. And then you rocket off. You know, rockets are pretty shit at landing. I mean, they
pretty
could-
everything back in the 40s is pretty shit.
right, they're kind of darts. So
Yeah.
you shoot up into the moon.
Mhm.
And what are you going to do? Stab the moon with the front of it? Like, how do you make it fucking and come back down? I call bullshit.
Just like Looney Tunes, just dart, and it just like wobbles a little
then
bit.
they all
before it
just get
stops.
out.
They all
Yeah.
get out.
Maybe they had
Scheisse.
a needle tunnel at the top of the rocket
Probably.
And then when the rocket hit the moon, it injected the Nazis into the moon.
Oh.
And that's why we can't see them.
Here we've been looking for Nazis on the moon.
They're in the moon, dummy.
All
Yeah.
right.
It's racist as fuck inside the moon, you guys.
Yep. It's filled with cheese.
And hate.
I'm going to go ahead and say they're still somewhere shooting. They're just still going.
Past the moon.
They went way past the moon.
That would make more sense because we don't know where they are. So maybe they went to Pluto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you live on Pluto?
I don't think so.
What about if you have like a rocket that injects you into the center of it?
I think Pluto is like negative 7,000 degrees.
Yeah, I'd say if there is such things as black holes, they found the black hole.
Maybe.
Oh, so they went to another dimension.
Uh-oh.
Nazis in another dimension is scary. Because
Maybe in another dimension.
they could be building their empire and then
Yeah.
come back to this dimension and we're like, oh shit, Nazis fully loaded. We weren't ready for that.
What if it's reverse world where good is bad and everybody was just like, they're like the hippies.
Isn't that like Florida or something?
Yes, exactly.
Texas or some shit where everyone's just against you.
Maybe
Yeah.
the Nazis are living in Uranus, Dingo.
Maybe we're the Nazis. That's the problem.
Oh, wow. Trip on that.
It's not even real. It's a simulation anyway. Why do you give a fuck? You can make anything happen in this world. You know why? Because it's not even real.
Because we're not real. Do you know what? Somebody was saying that to me the other day.
Yeah, I
that
bet.
we could.
I feel like you know a lot of guys who
Yeah.
would, in a quiet moment, say the sorts of things that I believe you're about to say.
Yeah. Here we go.
that if we might just die and wake up and be like, fuck, we were in a simulator the whole time.
Oh, we wake up and then where are we? I hope I'm not in a bowl of that Jello lube stuff and cords are on me. I'm going to be pissed.
I'm ripping that shit off.
Yeah, but I'm still pissed.
Yeah.
That world seems shit. Sure, they had one great rave in that cave.
Mhm.
Seemed like there was definitely some boning going on. But then they all died.
Yeah.
Like, I want to fuck, but I don't want to die right after it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that party. And it seems like food's pretty bad. Everyone's wearing the same weird leather stuff. I don't really like it.
Yeah, I didn't really care for Cyberpunk the first time around.
Yeah, nobody had any new kicks, that's for sure. This is sandal territory.
Yeah.
I don't live in sandal territory.
Or somebody told me that we are the aliens.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. I think that Prometheus laid human eggs to see what we would do.
Mm.
We're part of an alien and part of some other thing.
Right.
Like, I think like maybe
Or a mashup.
Yeah.
Or
right.
Linkin Park Jay-Z.
I reckon an alien fucked the missing link, or maybe even an ape.
I still like to go back that we're like a 6th grade like science competition.
Oh, they're watching us. Right. Which means nothing. There's nothing we can do about that.
Nothing.
But I don't think we wake up somewhere else, dude.
No, I don't think so either.
Because that just begs a lot. That then you just go, well, then what happens? If you woke up,
I hope we don't.
if you woke up tomorrow,
Well, unless
and
it's really cool.
sure,
I would like to wake up a place where there's free weed and you can get barreled or something. I
Right.
live there.
Right.
but if it turns out this whole entire life
No
was,
sharks or some shit. I don't know.
if it turns out this life was just a dream, and then you wake up and you're somewhere else and you're something else, well, then what happens at the end of that?
Yeah,
You just fucking
You die and then you wake up as a dolphin in the sea and shit.
maybe
Yeah.
infinite loops of nesting dolls.
You know what
of
I don't want to do is
reincarnation.
wake up as a baby and then do it again.
Right.
Hmm.
But what if you don't know?
Oh, yeah, great.
Well, you wouldn't know. You
Oh.
couldn't know because that baby would have already been born. That would be telling us the story of. And my kids actually. My daughter constantly talks about when I was big.
Yeah.
So kids do say weird shit like that, but it's
They're lying.
of course they are.
Kids
Right.
are well-known liars.
They're lying.
But they don't have it. They can't actually fucking tell you the story. It's not like they're going to be like, "Yeah, my name was Franz and my bank account number was blah blah blah." You know,
Yeah.
they only go so far with these idiot recollections they
Yeah.
have of nonsense.
Pretty smart, really. They don't give you too many details. That way it's slightly believable.
Yeah, if you keep it vague, right?
Yeah.
Just like fucking the guys who fucking psychics on TV.
Yes.
Keep it vague. You can convince people of a lot of shit. John Edwards is a billionaire.
I don't know who that is.
He's a psychic who I do not personally believe was a psychic, but he had a very successful TV career.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. I think it's mean.
Yeah.
I feel like you got somebody that passed and then they're telling you that person's listening. It's like, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I
It
know,
can be
right? So
manipulative.
like since my brother passed, and I'm sure you've had this too, like of the people trying to talk to the dead.
They did it to me.
Oh yeah, you did it.
Yeah, I got suckered into one.
How was it?
Fucking uncool, man. Made
Yeah.
me cry and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says that, he's proud of you. And I'm like, fuck, dude. And it's one bitch on a laptop from Australia and another one from where was it, Kay? It's like 3 people doing it at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah. I just got bombarded with connections. And then afterwards, I was like, man, I feel like you guys might have been making that up. That's really mean.
Yeah.
Or maybe they partially weirdly buy their own bullshit. It's
I hope so.
I'm going to make somebody feel really special to think that they're a psychic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bet there's a little bit of both out there. Like the people who are like, whenever there's a psychic that's inside something in like a little kiosk inside a parking lot in Los Angeles, it's an easy observation to make. But it's like, if you're such a goddamn psychic, how come you couldn't even get a fucking storefront? Like that's a guy who's supposed to be fucking cutting keys in there. And fucking Fatima, who knows all, is fucking paying $600 a month instead.
Yeah, couldn't you just place the bet on fucking Juliana Pena
Exactly.
winning the fucking UFC fight?
At least then you'd have
in?
At least then you'd have a toilet in your business,
You didn't
Fatima.
know she was going to win, just like the rest of us.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Nobody
Good
thought.
fight, though.
Yeah. Were you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. Must have been a funny thing to experience the whole crowd go, wait, is Amanda Nunes losing? That must have been a bit of a shift for the crowd, right?
Yeah. Yep.
To see her just start to look like shit.
Yep.
That was weird. I was very surprised. From the get-go, couple of kicks and a couple of punches that didn't fire because she knew she was too far away, so her timing was just super off. And then wild punches, and I was like, what is happening right now?
Mm-hmm.
But good for
absolutely.
Pena.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. One quick happy note before we wrap this up. Feast your eyes on a bunch of people who are very pleased with themselves because they had just created an 850-pound weed brownie.
Oh, good for them.
Man, they are cool as shit.
It's like they burnt it.
That's going to freak some people out.
What about the chances of like you bite the corner and it doesn't have that much THC and then you get another bit from the middle and it's just fucking juiced with it?
Boy, you would hope they worked that out. Because I remember going to Six Flags with some homemade pop brownies back in the day. And there tended to be the lucky one because you didn't know how to spread it out in the butter and then spread the butter out in the fucking Betty Crocker batter. I assume the weed world has passed those dark days.
It's a big fucking brownie, man. I don't know how they get an even mixture of THC in that. Maybe it's a weak one. They're being safe.
No. That's not the case at all. That contains 1,300 eggs, 81 pounds of flour, lots and lots of sugar, and 20,000 milligrams of THC.
Oh, that's going to get you ripped.
One bite and you're off.
Yeah, that's ripping.
Yeah, I would do that. We should do that for this show.
They
should
are
make
going.
a giant weed cake for the show and not tell anybody.
It's a great idea.
Just do the dumbest show ever.
I don't know if I've seen you, but I tell you, I did shrooms with Mike Tyson.
Recently.
Yeah, like a month ago.
How did that come about?
He came to EDC, he came to a rave with us.
You went to a rave with Mike Tyson.
Yep.
And he said, hey, do you want to do some shrooms?
No, we did shrooms on the bus. Then
with him?
Then we ate. Then we went to the rave.
Did you offer them to him? Did he offer them to you?
Oh, no, he's packing.
So he gave everybody some shrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Is it shrooms in a big bag or?
No, with chocolate. With like just chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate bars galore.
Yep.
And was it good stuff?
Had a great night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Mike Tyson like on mushrooms?
He's great.
Pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
For example?
I mean, it's interesting because he can fall asleep real quick too. Like we were hanging out, ate, and then ate, and then got in the van to get us in there, and then he just there was no tenant, passed out. Wake up, Mike. Good. Then in there, and he's cool.
What did he talk
He
about?
passed out on shrooms.
Yeah, and just woke straight up, like good to go.
And then did he dance at the rave?
Nah, he didn't really dance, but he was there hanging out.
Is he drinking?
No,
Doesn't drink, right?
I didn't see him drink.
All right. Smokes weed and does shrooms.
Smokes a lot of weed. Was rolling everyone joints. People in the group all had like joints rolled by Mike Tyson. It was pretty fucking cool.
That is fucking awesome.
What did he say? Because I feel like he's a bit of a philosopher even without mushrooms.
What do you mean? What did he say?
Yeah, did he give you any wisdom?
I don't know if there was much wisdom. I think it was more so. He was just kind of hanging. I think it was.
Did
cool.
you talk to him?
Yeah, I think it was cool that like within obviously was somebody that famous, and you realize like everywhere you go, everyone wants to. He's very famous.
Yeah,
very famous.
And very recognizable.
Very
He can't
recognizable.
just, like,
So
pull
when you're
down
out
the
in
hat.
public, it's kind of he's not really talking. But when you're in the bus hanging out, he's just shit. He's got his like 3 people with him, and everyone's just kind of talking and chatting, and it's normal, and he feels normal, and he's there. But then as soon as he goes out in public, you can tell that he's just like, and everybody's like coming at him. So it was cool to have that on the side, and then but no, he was.
Did he say that you talk funny?
No, he didn't say I talk funny. It was
it
cool.
hard for him to understand you?
No. He
Was it hard for you to understand him?
a little bit,
Right. Sometimes it gets tough, right?
a little bit.
Yeah. So he's having a good time.
Yeah.
No boxing tips or anything?
No, I didn't ask for any boxing tips.
Did he talk about fighting Logan Paul?
No Logan Paul talk.
Right. Did he talk about fighting?
I don't think we spoke about fighting.
What was he talking about?
I
Just mushrooms and doobies?
yeah, mushrooms and doobies.
Pretty focused on that. Was he sweaty?
Talking about his weed company.
Yeah. Was he sweaty?
No, he wasn't sweaty.
Was he dressed in super expensive shit? Or was he sweatpanting it?
That's a good
Did he
question.
have like a suit on?
No, he didn't have a suit on.
Look good, look fit.
He looked great. He's got a beard.
Mm.
All right.
He's been running that beard.
Suits him.
Makes him look older though.
Goes,
Right.
but it goes great with the tattoo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the beard and the tat.
It's a great vibe.
Yeah.
Some people say, man, what a crazy guy for getting that tattoo. And I'm like, well, looks pretty sweet if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, it played well into the world we live in.
Yeah. Yeah. Being like the toughest man in the world and having that, it's a
Yeah.
pretty cool combo.
Yeah,
I like that guy.
he's
Yeah.
cool.
It's an illustrious life that you lead, Dingo.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you for sparing it.
I know. You know Mike Tyson and me. That's
That's-
huge.
Yeah.
Must be cool.
It's very,
And
very
Michael
I'm excited for you,
Hutchins' huge dope
Yeah.
cousin.
Just breaking walls, toilet bowls, you name it. Breaking on through to the other side, the dingo, you know?
The tiny bowl girl. The human plunger.
We could do like 15 minutes more on, but we'll let it go. Thanks, everybody who listened to the show. Thanks for Dingo being on the show. If you want to catch more of the Jason Ellis Show, you can go to patreon.com/Ellis, mate. And we have multiple episodes every week on there for you to check out. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Don't die.
If you want more Jason Ellis Show, sign up for their Patreon at patreon.com/EllisMate for a 2-hour show every Tuesday and Wednesday. To watch full episodes of The Jason Ellis Show, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Jason Ellis Show. And don't forget to follow the crew on Instagram at Wolfmate, at Tullywood, at Kevin Kraft, at Underwearwolf, and at The Jason Ellis Show.
Meow, 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 meow.